You are watching Pause. We pause for a second or two. How do we keep life coherent when so much is changing? This is episode 257, long-term situation. There is a lot to think about right now. There are so many things to adjust to. There are so many things to react to, things changing. Like we say in the beginning of every episode, how do we keep life coherent when so much is changing? There is a lot changing right now. So what we're talking about today is this, our long-term situation. We can see on the top of this wooden cube, it says situation. This is one of our 5 typical situations. The 5 situations we talk about here on Pause. 5 situations that pop up again and again all throughout our lives. They are constants. They will always come again. So long term is one of these 5. Here we can see the symbol for our long-term situation. Depending on how one sees it, it can either be 2 circles merging, 2 circles joining, or it could also be 2 circles splitting apart. And you can see that where the circles intersect, it is colored green, the color of the future, the color of growth, the color of health. Popularly, we call this kind of image a Venn diagram. When 2 things intersect. Where 2 things intersect, and in the intersection are 1. And it doesn't really matter if they are merging or splitting apart. They still have this intersection. This green intersection that we're talking about when it comes to our long-term situation. So this is our long-term situation. We pause and find ourselves thinking or worrying about our future. About our future plans even. And here on this side, it says long term is how we wish for coherence between individual and group. Okay. Long term. We pause and find ourselves thinking or worrying about our future plans. In these times, there are many areas, many subjects where it is easy to worry. Many times these days, maybe it's not that enjoyable to even make long-term plans. Could be that many of us don't really want to make long-term plans at all right now. The future can seem, when we listen to the news, it can seem bleak. Like that making plans, making long-term plans can seem pointless. So right now, perhaps we are more worrying than thinking about our future plans. And here on this side, it says what long term is about. So long term is how we wish for coherence between individual and group. So it would seem that when our individual future plans line up with the plans of the group or the groups that we belong to, that we live within, then it is fun to make plans. When our individual and group plans or individual and group ambitions, when they line up, that's what we want. That's the place where we always want to be. But unfortunately, that does not seem to be how life works much of the time. It would seem that, unfortunately, much of the time, our individual plans and our group plans are at odds with one another. they cannot seem to find each other. They cannot seem to find one way ahead. So if we turn to the circles once again, could be that sometimes our two circles, our individual plans and our group plans, split. They move apart. And that is tough, because then this intersection, this nice green intersection we want to be in, grows smaller. It shrinks. And the time and energy we allocate in sort of feeling that our individual and our group plans work together, when that grows small, when that shrinks, we might want to skip making future plans. We might want to stop thinking about our long-term situation and only think day to day, or only indulge in sort of these quick satisfactions. Like perhaps the most common quick satisfaction that we indulge in right now is the smartphone. We just pick it up. So could be that when we get some sort of inner cue, some inner impulse to actually think about our long-term situation, this green intersection feels too small, feels hopeless. So we pick up the smartphone and scroll something. That could be the case. Feels like it. Could be. Okay, so we have looked at long term here, we have looked at individual and group, but there are two more things here we have not looked that closely at. So here it says long term is how we wish for. What does that mean? That we wish for it. Something we wish for, it means that it's not entirely under our personal control. Something we wish for is perhaps mostly under someone else's control, or under seemingly no one's control. And our long-term situation is, in a sense, quite a humble situation, because we merely wish for something. We wish for coherence. We wish for our individual plans and our group plans to line up. And yes, we can work at it. Often we go to great lengths to try to adjust ourselves, to be pliable, to be this when actually maybe we're feeling that, or being that when we maybe feel this. And here I guess it's up to personality and personal sort of how we are wired. Some of us want to go to great lengths to actively join the individual and group interests. Some of us even want to merge completely with the group. So that these two circles merge completely and just become one green circle. Some of us want that to just become one circle, one whole, one unit. The difficulty then, though, might be that if we want to become only one green circle, what is one is constant. It's just one. So there is no ebb and flow. There's no coming and going. It's just one. So since life seems to be changing as we go, then perhaps it's too difficult to just be one, to just merge and become one thing. So being one thing, having our individual and group plans join completely, perhaps that's only for a limited time. I don't know. Here I'm speculating. And if you disagree with me, disagree with me. Then there is a second thing here. What is it that we wish for? We wish for a word that we use a lot here on Pause. We wish for coherence. At the beginning of each episode, we say that how do we keep life coherent when so much is changing? So coherence here sort of is the umbrella term or the sort of overarching concept that we use for what we're striving for, what we want, what we wish for here. We wish for coherence. Coherence is an ideal. And we will talk more about coherence in a specially designated episode, since there is another wood cube for coherence. But we can say here coherence is sort of like striving to become what we already are. Striving to become what we could be. It has this sort of feeling to it. It's two, but it's still one. It has this sort of being at conflict and being fine at the same time. It has this sort of yes and no quality to it. So we will talk more about coherence. And I guess, in a sense, if we sum up all the episodes of pause, then the sort of in between the lines kind of feeling that we get from all the episodes, that is coherence. Pausing is coherence. We pause for a second or two. Hmm. That's it for today. Thank you.